All right, welcome to the JK Pottycast. As you can see, we have a naked Dominic. So this is the way to promote the JK Pottycast OnlyFans account.
I'm not all the way naked, for disclosure. I'm
Full
not getting paid
disclosure.
enough to be naked. I'm not getting paid enough to be naked.
Would that technically not be a full disclosure?
Your imagination, however you are when you say potties, when you're watching the podcast, I embody that.
If you haven't noticed, we just got me and Dominique on here. Yavo might be missing in action. I tried to coordinate. I was sleeping and then I woke up and then I tried to set a time for this. So we may or may not have Yavo join this podcast, but the show must go on.
Yes,
So,
yes. Because you
so
can't
we
help when
got
you have to go. When you gotta go, you gotta go.
when you gotta go, you gotta go. Well, what's interesting that we're now in July of 2024, and one of the hot topics of this month is going to be the Summer Olympics, which is going to be held in Paris, France, this year. I think it kicks off around the 26th of the month, so it's towards the end of the month.
It's
Um,
true.
you've been to Paris, right, Dominique?
I have been to Paris. Yes, yes.
What's
I've
your
been to, you ever heard that Jay-Z song, Niggas in Paris? That
yeah?
song has a special place in my heart because I am the title of a Jay-Z and Kanye West song, and Kanye West is my favorite artist of all time.
You
So
got to
yeah,
embody
you
the
ever heard
song.
Niggas in
Yes.
Paris? Listen to Niggas in Paris. It has Will Ferrell in it, and it's one of the greatest songs of all time.
What was your favorite things that you got to do, or any special stories you have from Paris?
Best part about Paris was walking around and seeing people who look like me with white women. It was awesome because I'm like, oh shit, it's just like in Paris how it is where I'm at. Like, okay, little Francais, So I was like, okay, I could live in Paris. If I could move anywhere in the world, I could definitely make it in Paris.
Well,
And they would
Paris
love
is
me.
definitely, I think, probably in the top, easily the top three destinations that most Americans want to go to when they plan their first overseas trip.
Go
I
to
would
Paris.
argue that it would probably be London, Paris, Rome is
Okay.
probably the top three.
Rome
Um,
would definitely be number three of the top three for me. But yes, if you can get the chance to go to Paris, go to Paris.
yeah.
Right at home.
The last time I was in Paris, I actually, I've been many times, but the last time I was there, I was with my fiance, and so I wanted to make sure I took her to the Palace of Versailles because, if you got a half a day, try to, make it out there to the Palace of Versailles. It's beautiful gardens, it's a beautiful palace. But while I was there, I've lately did this thing where I never was a big like food to me is like I'll eat a sandwich from a side food stand,
You can
or a
tell.
food truck.
We can tell.
I
Yeah, you
don't
get the
mind
good shit.
I don't mind eating street food, right? But then I had a work colleague that was telling me about Michelin star restaurants and that he would travel places and research and try to eat every now and then. He didn't do it all the time, but he was like, you know what? I'm at the point in my life I want to treat myself and taste the
Right.
finer things. And when I had my daughters living with me, we used to love watching Master Chef, Gordon Ramsay, Kitchen Nightmares, all the cooking shows, right?
Gordon Ramsay used to be a soccer player. Do you know
Yeah.
that? No idea. No idea. But
Yeah.
yeah,
But yeah, I would watch all these, chefs and and then never thinking about actually trying to eat at like a Michelin star rated type restaurant. So when I went to the Paris the last time, I actually ate at I think was it three or four? I ate at three or four one-star Michelin restaurants and had wonderful experiences. I would say as a culinary journey, it was well
wow.
worth the price. It's a little pricey, but it was well worth it. And then when I was in Thailand, I did Bib Gourmand. But back to Paris, I also had never been to the Louvre. As many times I've been to Paris, I
The
always
loo, the
forget what you got to
bathroom. Doesn't that mean the bathroom? The loo?
That would be a good
It does.
podcast episode.
It does, doesn't it, though?
The Louvre
The
edition, right?
loo.
Um,
Yep.
but I actually got to go see the Mona Lisa, so there was still items. Even though I've been to Paris many times, the one thing that there's always something new to do. And since I was there with my fiance, I wanted to show her everything the city had. We did the catacombs, which was a cool experience. We
Yep.
did the Louvre, so we had a more Paris touristy experience than I ever had before. But yeah, so the Olympics is in Paris this summer. And so for
True.
our topic of the Olympics that we're going to open with, there's some interesting facts I wanted to share that we could talk about for the Paris Olympics. And so some of those facts are, I want to start first with this mascot that they got. So let me see if I can pull
The
this.
mascot for the Olympics in Paris.
Their
Okay.
mascot is that's supposed to be a hat.
Hats?
I'm thinking like the Napoleon hat is what I think it's supposed to be modeled after.
Okay. It
Yeah,
does
they
have
call it a
the three pits.
fringe,
Yeah.
Phryge fringe hat.
That's a type of bird, I believe.
It's a bird.
I believe so.
So, I mean, I guess the only other hat they could have went with was what, a beret?
Ah, maybe.
Yeah.
But this, you know how it's going to be all about inclusiveness at the Paris Olympics because they're going to be all type of people, especially the guy. Who's the guy who did the Olympic swim, the swim game?
Michael Phelps?
Again, no, the guy who's identified as a woman.
Oh
So
yeah,
they
yeah, yeah. But they banned her
it's
from.
not even banded. They overturned the medals and gave it to the second place winner. They took it
So
from
here's the
him.
question: put yourself in that woman's shoes, the one that they turned the medals over to. Okay. So here's the thing: South Park years ago handled this with the episode where they dealt with the guy that was like modeled after Macho Man Randy Savage. He was like, "I'm gonna crush the competition," and he
I didn't see that.
devastated all these women. And that was years ago. South Park was ahead of its time. But here's the thing: women are at fault. Women allowed the multi alphabet movement to take over and to insert themselves into women's sports, and of course, clearly dominate. And women did not want to have to say that men are stronger than women. They were very
No,
tenacious.
no,
They were getting
no,
they were getting
no,
beat the hell up in the boxing ring. They were getting beaten
no,
up in MMA. The swimming records were
no,
being
no.
destroyed. And the weightlifting records, I forget who, what the bodybuilder, he didn't even attempt to change his appearance. He just went in on all beast mode and said, "Yeah, I identify as a woman." And he broke every weightlifting record.
The fact that you put beating them in the MMA in one sentence is fucking hilarious.
I mean, I'm just saying they allowed that to happen because they
No,
couldn't be wrong. If this proves anything, it
so
proves that women, it's
you
impossible
mean to
for
tell
to admit she's wrong.
you mean to tell me a housewife should have the same chance as beating her breadwinning husband who works at the factory all night long? She should be able to beat her abusive husband back. That's what you're saying. It's her fault that she can't
I'm
win.
not advocating for domestic violence, right? Because I'm international. I keep my violence is international, not domestic. Please don't cancel me, internet. Wait. Yama wants to enter the chat. Hold on.
Holy
Wait.
shit.
I think Yama's trying to join. Is Yama going to join us? Is Yamu, are you there?
Oh, that's
No.
great. Wait, hold on. If you're in this chat, you need to know where we just started. Are
Wait.
you
I'm
here?
gonna open. I'll introduce him to the chat once he gets his
All
video
right,
on.
and then I'll let them know where we just left off.
Wait, you're sideways.
Me?
What?
So
Oh, I gotta do this way?
There you go. There you go. So Yavo, good timing. You just joined the podcast, Yavo. We was
Hey,
just
very
talking
good.
about how you like your violence, and we concluded
And
that you like your
I'm gonna read
violence.
this right in where we just left off. So
Yeah.
basically, Jim just called.
Wait. Hold up. I got it.
Go
So
ahead, go
Yavo,
ahead.
we was talking
Thank
about violence and that how you prefer your violence domestic.
you. No, wait. Before you start, Yama, wait, because he's halfway through. We were comparing domestic violence from the Middle East to American. What's the difference?
Uh, I think in the Western countries, people like to call trauma, all kinds of things. And then in a lot of other parts of the world, people don't call it trauma, they call it life.
Well, in the Middle East, especially, I think it was United Arab Emirates started a law that you could beat your woman as long as you didn't leave any marks. So the sales of wiffle ball
So
bats went
oranges
through the
are
roof.
fine.
And no dating white women, basically. That's what I heard.
Yeah, so just a lot of oranges. Wait, in Japan, there's I don't believe marital rape is a crime in Japan. I'd have to Google that, but I believe I
What?
was told that in Japan that's a
You mean
thing.
spousal
Google it.
rape?
What did
Spousal
he say?
rape. Yeah, marital rape. Like if yeah,
Oh,
it's like not a crime in
okay.
Japan. It's like not
Yeah,
a
I've seen that movie. They play that on Lifetime all the time. Yeah.
How often do you watch a Lifetime, Dominic?
yeah.
I
That's a
have
really
seen.
wait. You watching Lifetime is the biggest revelation in this
hold on,
conversation.
for full disclosure, I grew up in a household of 6 women and a mom and a little brother. I'm the eldest of like 9 people, and they were all 99.9% women. So I had to watch shit like that.
Okay. Well, I grew up watching shit like Matlock and the Golden Girls because my foster mother was old, really older, and so that's
See?
what I
See? Do you
watched.
see what I mean? So yeah, you get it. You
I
are a
get it.
product of your environment, but you can't tell that to a SoCal guy. They don't understand that.
Yeah. Hey, Yalva, where's the Porta John? Are we ditching the Porta John?
It is 103 degrees in
Don't give a fuck.
Florida.
Get your ass in
My
that fucking
phone
put a
will
jive,
explode.
Marine. I don't want to hear that shit. You a
And
Marine. Get
yeah,
your ass in
as
that.
you
What
say
is
from
that
your
on
air
your got a face
conditioning.
tattoo? You see how fucking tough Marines is? Got a
And
fucking
by the
face
way,
tattoo. You gonna make a
I
rap
double
video in
checked
a
it. In
minute.
Japan, that's a thing.
Yeah, you see that shit? He
Well,
hard.
well,
That's a he a
before
real
we end
one.
the podcast, Yalvo, let's make sure that you sign off
I don't
from the
have air
Porta John.
conditioning. Air conditioning is so nice. If you
So,
want to start
Yalvo,
doing these podcasts in the morning before it gets over 100, I'm all about it. But you've been calling it 103. That's 3 degrees too late. That's 4 degrees too late right there.
so what we'll do,
Yeah, I did some
Yalvo, is
math there.
we'll make sure we close out the podcast with you from the Porta John. So at the end, we'll have you walk us out there. So our topic, Gabo, our main topic we open with is the Summer Olympics 2024. It's going to be in Paris, France. And Dominique and I were sharing some stories about our trips to Paris. Do you have any stories, your thoughts, and any stories you want to share from any visits to Paris you and your families made?
Well, I mean, I went to Paris with Dominique a couple months ago, right?
Yeah,
And
dude.
about a year ago. Yeah, about a year ago. And yeah, if you like pina coladas getting caught in the rain, that's basically what happened. We got caught in the rain, and then at some point, a homeless dude started chasing us. So that was fun.
Yep.
Don't worry, we were faster. I'm
Yep.
sure you were telling the same story, right?
I didn't get to that part, but yeah.
Yeah.
When you hang out with Marines, they don't care about fucking danger. So you're like, hey, I think some real shit's about to happen right now. They're just like, yeah, whatever. And that didn't
I
help.
just wanted to go explore my local community,
He
go
didn't
say
tell me he
hi
had a
to
weapon
people.
on him. He didn't tell me he had a weapon on him the whole time. They just don't tell
Hey,
you shit like that. They just want some shit to happen so they can say some shit happened and they handle it. And that's why it's not cool to hang out with Marines because they invite danger.
They're just always prepared.
I didn't
Not
do
fighting danger. Just always
Yep.
prepared.
y'all a bunch
Nah,
of
nope,
instigators. I didn't do
nope,
shit. I don't know what you're
nope.
talking about. I
Always
didn't do
prepared.
shit wrong,
No. You know
and if
you know what an always prepared person does? They leave the front door unlocked and wide open. It's like, come on,
hey,
yeah, I'm always prepared.
if somebody is fortunate enough to decide to go meet Jesus or Allah or whatever God they choose, if they want to show up and make an appointment, I'm not going to judge anybody, but I'll make the appointment for them. They want to come in. I'm having a really bad day, but man, I would love to schedule somebody. That'd be like I'm doing the work of God by scheduling other people to go meet, whatever God they choose.
Oh my.
I'll
You're
make
not
anybody as holy as
discriminatory.
they want to be,
You don't discriminate.
No, man, discrimination is wrong. You got to be nice. and treat everyone equally, and they can all be as equally as holy as they choose to.
That's why
You
we
know?
should always
Literally and figuratively.
Yeah. And that's why we're best friends, because that's what they
It's called a
believe.
translator. Yeah, it translates because pain's a universal language.
Yep.
True.
So in the Olympics, every 4 years when they run these Olympics, there's always discussions about either the new events they've added, and I think in the past, like 10, 20 years of the Olympics, I think the Tokyo Olympics was the one that introduced the most new and outlandish events, right? And so for
True.
Paris this year, here's some of the new events that they're going to have. So I'm going to run these by you, and we can discuss each one.
Sports we all have to pretend to care about because
So-
nobody cares about
It's not long
some of
ball tossing or midget tossing. I'm
At
out.
the top of this list is breakdancing. Breaking. This event is new to a high-level international competition.
Are you
and it's
fucking
obviously
kidding me?
Influenced
I'm
by
offended.
hip hop.
Breakdancing is going
I
to be a
feel like
thing.
that was a jab at me. But go ahead. What's after breakdancing?
So
Oh, quit! Hey,
Just give
get
the
your
names
feelings
of the
hurt. Be
events.
offended. It's a choice. Quit choosing to be a
No,
bitch.
fuck you. Fuck you. This
Quit
Jim,
choosing to be a little fucking Nancy.
no,
all right.
no. I'm pulling my card, pulling it. Jim,
but wait till you hear
just
the
pulling your card,
names,
be a
Mr.
Nancy.
Dominique.
no.
Wait till you hear
Being
the
a
names
Nancy
of
is
the
what you're
U.S.
doing.
participants. Are you ready?
Why is Jim all red? That's why I'm extra offended, because I don't understand.
He turned up the gamma on his camera to make himself turn colors. That's what it was. If he turns it to the left, it'll make him green like the fucking Hulk and shit. Didn't they do that in the movie Click? Where they were like, oh, and he fucking turned himself green, but turned up the gamma and like real life and
Contrast.
shit?
Yeah.
So the
Yeah.
participants on the teams are referred to as B-boys and B-girls.
Yeah.
But here
Not
are the
beatbox.
names of the U.S. team's participants.
That's a missed
Are you ready?
opportunity to call somebody a beatbox.
Okay, ready? This is the names of the U.S. participants in breaking at the Paris Olympics this year. First name
Okay.
up. Are you ready, Dominique?
Yeah, what is it?
Jeffrey Mike, aka B-Boy Jeffro. Victor?
Oh, he went with Jeff Rowe.
Let me
right.
know. Hold on. That we accept that. Next.
That's strong.
While I'm saying these names, can someone Google these guys up so we can see their picture?
Go ahead.
Mike. The second name is Victor Montalvo, aka B-Boy Victor. They're the top hopes for the B-Boys. For the B-Girls, we have, this name is questionable, Logan Edra.
Why is that so serious? I was expecting like Dippity Doodah or something. That seems
Logan
like
Edra, aka B-Girl Logistics.
Okay.
that's a girl's name? Logan?
It's unisex.
Logan. Isn't there like
Is
a
Logan
Marvel
unisex?
superhero named
This is
Logan?
why Matt is cool, because Matt understands when you pick names that are going to be announced the way Jim was announcing them, you have to appeal to all crowds and as many social or focus groups you can. Logan is a unisex name. That's all I'm saying. So Matt is
Why
correct.
the fuck does somebody have to switch their name for a focus
Listen,
group?
do
Fuck
you see
that.
do you see how it just stumped you and made you want to elaborate more on it? They just achieved their purpose.
Okay, because now I kind of want to look up what this person looks like.
That's dumb as hell.
So Dominique, what do you think? Is breaking a valid Olympic sport?
Right? Yeah. Yeah. Are you kidding me? All the fucking races that can dance? No fucking way. I get that, like, yeah, we originated it because we show people that, hey, this can be done. And then there's always that 2% in another race that's like, oh, fuck, I can do the same shit. And they're just as good as fucking the originators. So, yeah, it's an
Wait. Is this an argument for why Eminem is the GOAT?
Yeah, because white people can do the same shit as black people, and Asian people can do the same shit as black people, and it's not really a bad thing. It's really like an homage to us, because it's like, yo,
just let him roll. He's just saying shit.
yeah, fuck you. All I'm saying is
You're an angry drunk. You know that?
All I'm saying is we're the kings, and everybody under us is like, yo, we can be just as good as you, black guy. That's why Eminem's the best rapper, even though white people didn't start
He
rapping.
just knows how to shut people up, which is good.
all rapping isn't rapping just speaking in a metronome?
Well, who's the best at it? White people or black people?
Actually, I think my favorite band or group of rappers is The Siege. Who the
Oh
fuck is
no!
this? Who
You
the fuck
said
is this?
band before you said rappers, means you don't know. Let's ask
I don't know
Matt.
shit about
No.
rapping.
Matt, hey Matt, who do you like? Who raps better, black people or white people?
It's not a race thing. I look at the person. If they're good at it, fuck it. All these mumble
Cool.
rappers can suck
Cool.
my dick.
Oh,
Who's
yeah,
your
what
number
about,
one?
like-
Who's your number one?
My number one,
Yeah.
I like Busta Rhymes, but that's neither here nor
Oh,
there.
yeah! Black motherfucker. Who's
I
my
give
Matt?
respect.
Matt, you're cool. Fuck Kai, Yavo. Who the
I
fuck
give
this guy
respect to
is?
Eminem because he knows how to
Matt,
shut
you're
people
awesome.
up.
Angry
You're
drunk
awesome.
you are. Angry
Fuck
drunk.
you. Matt's cool.
You know,
and
when
you're
we were in
jealous.
person, you didn't have this
Can we
much
just do a
attitude.
pod- Can we do a podcast?
But now that we're
with Matt?
away from
know
the
Yavo.
screen,
I just want
keyboard
Matt.
warrior, I
just want-
see. Yeah, keyboard warrior. He's like talking all this big shit now that I can't sit on his fucking head. But in person, he's doesn't have this much attitude in person. Because in person, I will sit on your fucking head like two fucking like kids on a playground,
So,
and I'll spit in your ear too.
every time he pops
I'm
off,
like that.
hey, he likes alcohol.
Sit on your
Every
head.
time he pops off, it's one stuntman shot when you see him again. Every single time.
Yavo is just mad.
How many slaps
Yavo is
that?
mad because he
15
doesn't know who
slaps?
Busta Rhymes is.
I don't want to do slaps, but I will do.
He's gotta come and get it.
Yavo, who's Busta Rhymes?
Dude, I don't know.
Exactly.
wait. Dominique,
That's cool.
I'm gonna put a pin in this discussion because I want to put this for a future podcast. We're gonna do a whole podcast about hip hop, and we're gonna go through like the top 10 artists all time. What we're gonna do is we're gonna play a song and ask Yavo where do they rank 1 through 10.
I'm telling you right now, if you want me to know the
Episode,
names of celebrities, I ain't gonna win that. Like, I don't know the
we're gonna
names
do
of
that
like
in a
any
future
celebrities that I don't know personally, and I don't know the names of any celebrities personally. So it's like none.
So we'll have fun
Like
with
movie
that at a later
actors,
date.
stuff like that. Like, if you ain't eating out of my fridge, I probably don't know your name. Sorry.
Okay, so let's move on to the next Olympic sport they're bringing in this year,
What's the
skateboarding.
next one?
Now,
What is
skateboarding
it
has
for?
always had the
Oh.
X Games, right? They've always had
Yeah.
their own separate event, and now they're bringing
Yeah.
skateboarding into the Olympics. Should skateboarding
I'm
be
saying-
brought into the Olympics? Yes or no, guys?
Yeah, skateboard. I would say yeah, because it's you can judge it the same way you judge
Snowboarding.
any kind of skateboarding is standardized. Like surfing, it's a little harder to make that an Olympic
They
sport
actually
because
put
like the
surfing
waves
in
might
this
be
year.
better for some, but then the waves aren't good for another, so it's not standardized.
Competitive, having more half pipes, rails.
Yeah, but I mean, you do a flip, it's worth 5 points. You do 2 flips, it's worth 10 points. Great. Let's start doing some fucking flippity flips.
You break your neck, 50. Awesome.
Yeah, you break your neck, it's 50 points. At the end of the day, whoever got the most points. We can count
You
it.
bring up a
Sure.
good point, Yavo, about the points and so forth. Because when we watch these things, I remember as a kid, I used to watch the Olympics. Nowadays, I don't really care as much. But when I was
Nah.
younger, you watch these people, and you watch the commentators, and you see the world records and the speed and the weights and all of these things, and how many countries have got how many gold, silver, bronze medals. But here's the thing. The problem is as normal people, we sit and watch these events and we can't really understand the level of which these Olympians are at. So there's been a thing on Reddit for years that talks about they should take a random person from every country and insert them in these different events so that we would have the baseline of what regular human performance is compared against peak performance. So when
I
you
like
talk
that.
about skateboarding, I would just like some average Joe from like Tampa, Florida, that's never touched a skateboard is like, go.
Ready to go. Yeah. And he's got to have like a dad bod too, right?
He's got
Really rocking it.
dad bod and
Got to really be rocking it.
bubble wrap.
But you got to be careful because sometimes dad energy will, come back and bite you. You never know.
You
Sometimes
You
dad
might-
energy.
You gotta
will
have
pull it
his,
out.
you gotta have his whole family watching
That's what they
to
go
do
out
his
for,
attempt.
The
You gotta
commentator
have his
would
whole
be like,
family watching the attempt, so you can see the desperation on his face that he has to do as best as he can.
I can
Yeah.
see it now,
I
right?
think so. My favorite sport, just like in general, is like any individual sport where the victor is very clear cut victor.
True.
I.e., like Muay Thai, Jiu
Real
Jitsu,
talent.
awesome
talent.
sports.
Yeah.
You know, because at the end of a Muay Thai match, if you're not sure who the winner is, he's usually the guy still standing up.
Yeah.
You know, it's
What
really
I'd like to
easy to
see,
figure out who the winner was.
just to kind of imagine what this would look like, one of the more popular events is like the 100-yard dash, right? Where usually Usain Bolt has dominated for 10 plus years. But I love to hear the commentator when they pick a random person from the States. It's like we have Billy Bob from Gulf Shores, Alabama now lining up on the line against the Jamaicans, the Ethiopians, like all these other countries that
Got to feel bad
dominate
for Billy
the
Bob.
running races. And then all of a sudden
Yeah,
it's like
well,
3
yeah.
seconds, Usain Bolt wins it, and the guy is still running for like a whole minute. That'd be hilarious.
They'll have a separate average cam following the normal person because they'll be so far behind they don't need a spare camera to watch them.
Yeah. Isn't Bolt like the fastest like human being ever though?
In the world.
Isn't he just like the fastest dude who's ever like ran ever?
Yeah.
No,
Like,
I think there's been his record had been unofficially broken several times a year. It's unofficial because anytime a dude finds out his girlfriend's got his cell phone, he's broken every speed record on the planet. But that's unofficial.
that sounds all right. Yeah,
They got
dude,
two
like
phones.
that dude.
It's 2024. They got two phones. They got two cell
That dude,
phones.
yeah. even broke dude got extra phones, man.
Yeah.
That's crazy, man.
If you got
Like,
one phone, you ain't doing it right.
So NBC is
even our poor folk got freaking extra luxury items.
Yep.
So for this
Even
year's
broke dude's got a
Olympics,
microwave.
NBC is obviously broadcasting the Summer Olympics, and they're doing something where they're embracing an emerging technology in the broadcast. So here's a story right here called AI generated Al Michaels will provide daily recaps. So they're going to do an AI generated commentary that's utilizing Al Michaels' voice.
Easy.
What do you guys think about this AI generated commentary?
Easy. That's like saying, "Hey Alexa, give me the finals in 2 minutes with Al Michaels' voice," and she'll be like, "Sure. Here's the Olympics finals in Al Michaels' voice." And then boom, it don't matter because the masses ain't gonna give a fuck. They're not gonna care. They want to hear a cadence from somebody they love and the news. Boom.
So here's the next question. If you could have any AI generated voice, dead or alive, it could be someone that's dead, who would be the two people that you would want to have as AI voices commenting on these Olympics?
Oh,
Morgan Freeman's final answer. Morgan Freeman, final answer.
Who else? You get one more.
I get one more?
Yeah, let Matt.
I want Morgan Freeman and Jack Nicholson arguing the entire time.
What about Matt?
All right. So I want John Madden and the guy from the Police Academy movies.
Yeah, okay.
Wait, Michael Winslow. Okay, Michael Winslow with all the sound effects.
I want the guy that can't speak. He was like the villain in the second movie.
Oh, okay.
Wait. You mean Bobcat Goldthwait?
Yeah.
Wait, Morgan.
See, John Madden's sitting there going, "Oh, I think he hit the heart path," and then I goes, "You're correct." He's like, "What the fuck just happened?"
I want Danny DeVito and Morgan Freeman to fight the entire time. I want a well-spoken Morgan Freeman and a drunk Danny DeVito just going at it, just arguing over nothing.
Yeah. We're talking about using
trying to make
Alexa.
like really good debate arguments.
Not arguing. We're talking
and
about
then
when
Danny
you
DeVito
ask
is just
Alexa
like, and then I was blasting.
Oh God.
Yeah, Morgan Freeman, should I get you a box?
Jim, who would you use? Who's your two?
Oh my goodness! So you guys put out some good ones, but if I had to think of the two voices I'd want to hear, I would like to have. I think Gordon Ramsay would be a good one, and then Snoop Dogg. I'd want Snoop Dogg to almost comment.
Gordon Ramsay calling Snoop Dogg a stupid sandwich, putting 2 pieces of bread by his head.
You guys are way better than me. I went to the opposite end of the spectrum. I would want like K-pop twice. One of them. And just like a language, they can do it in their home language. I don't have to understand shit that they say. Just
like hi
Alexa,
whatever the fuck it
Alexa,
was.
what's the degrees right now? And they'd be like, cuckoo, cuckoo, she could go. And I'll be like, fucking right,
Okay,
Alexa.
I think I'm going to change my two answers.
You'd be like the end of Shawshank Redemption, where they're just chilling at the top with a couple of beers at the fucking end, right? They're just
Yep.
like there. And for 5 minutes, Dominique felt like a free man. Yeah.
Yep.
Listening to fucking Japanese K-pop or Korean K-pop, and he didn't fucking know what. But for 5 minutes, he was a fucking amazing superhero for 5
Yep.
minutes.
Yep. Yep.
I'm gonna change my
Absolutely.
answers, guys. I
like it.
I forgot
Oh,
that I said
I have
it
a
could
question.
be a person dead, deceased. My two commentators would be Donald Trump and Hitler. Adolf Hitler.
Yeah.
Hitler would get so mad too. Wait.
True.
As far as Trump, would it be like a controlled Trump, or would it be like early 2016
we're talking
during a
vintage,
debate
early
Trump?
2000s.
Because you don't know which Trump you're gonna get.
Okay. No, I get
It's
it.
really
No,
TV
it's
days.
definitely the early one.
Oh, like
The
the
early
Apprentice
one's gonna-
days. I want the Apprentice Trump.
Yeah.
Apprentice
Yeah. No,
Trump.
he's not going to agree with shit.
I want WWE Trump, where he's standing there, not afraid that he's going to get his head
Yes.
shaved, because he knows
Yep.
he's not going to get his head shaved.
reason
He just
why
walked in, knowing he was going to be a winner.
It's funny that you latched on to Trump first because I said Hitler was my second commentator. And before we get canceled,
I think Hitler's overrated as a bad guy. Because
You're
honestly, in the history of bad guys, Mao is way worse than Hitler.
I
And
get
nobody
that
Why
talks
did
about
you,
Mao.
why did you do your hair like that? Why did you do your hair like that?
Dude,
What was that?
Hitler was a piece of trash. But
But you-
people focus on Hitler way
There's
too
a
much.
reason.
Mao
Why'd
was
you put
way
your
more
hair
evil
like
than
that?
Hitler.
Wait,
Mao was
y'all
way
both
more
did
evil
that.
than
Wait,
Hitler.
it's Hitler did it
Just need to
too.
let
What
me
the
talk for a
fuck?
minute.
Why are we doing this? What is this?
I'm saying
What's
you
going
gotta let
on
me
here?
talk for a minute.
It's all
he's
in your
doing
mind.
it again.
It's all in your mind.
Black
You
Twitter.
gotta stop
Reason-
seeing
Here it
through a
comes.
filter.
Here it
The
comes.
reason I'm
Black
saying
Twitter.
Hitler is because think about all the international and ethnicities that are in the Olympics now, right? Imagine every event, except for maybe figure skating, every event he would just be beside himself, upset at what society has come to from his
That
great
happened in
nations.
his lifetime.
He would be so
Hitler went to
pissed
the
at
Olympics,
every
got his
event.
ass
I would
beat.
love to watch him come unglued at every event. And now the 200 meters men relay.
Oh my
Yeah.
God.
Oh,
no
that'd be
way.
good. Yeah. That happened in real life, though. That happened in
Ricard.
real life.
Ricard Richardson. He's talking about Richardson. I got that one. Good
Yeah,
job, Joe.
where Hitler got his ass beat in freaking and in his hometown, got his ass beat by fucking American, fucking awesome athletes and shit like that. And then could you imagine the limo ride home where Hitler's just like seething fucking mad? That'd be funny as shit. Just to watch this fucking angry little dude just lose his shit.
Nah, he jumped off the podium and go try to kill everyone. On the
Oh,
road.
God.
Wow.
That happened to me too.
Like,
All right, so
Hitler, don't get me wrong, he's a supervillain. I'm just saying he's not like the epitome supervillain because Mao is way worse than Hitler. Killed way more men
Mao is
dudes.
worse, but I don't think Mao would be as fun to watch as Hitler's.
The dude convinced an entire group of people to go chase fucking birds with fans. That's like a whole level of crazy.
Yeah.
If you convince people to stand and not eat and wave fans to scare birds for weeks on end to the point where people are actually dropping dead from waving fans, that dude's got a special level of crazy that only he has unlocked.
I think we have someone today that's got the same amount of influence and power. They just haven't used it for killing people yet, but they could.
Winnie the Pooh.
Taylor Swift.
Winnie the Pooh.
Taylor Swift.
Taylor Swift?
Oh, wow. Yeah. Agreed. Agreed.
You probably would. She could. I agree with that. She does have
Taylor.
It's a trance.
Yeah.
It is a
Yeah,
full-on
me
trance.
too.
Her fans
I agree
are
with that.
insane.
I agree with that.
I've never met full-on Taylor Swift
Of course
fans.
you haven't, because you live under a fucking rock. You shouldn't
that's
even
a future
comment.
episode.
Just don't
I
even
live under a
comment.
rock and I yell into my phone on the internet, and sometimes people listen for some
Can
weird
we
reason.
just have this?
I don't know why.
Can we have this pop culture question without you saying, "Hey, I don't know who the fuck it is"?
No, fuck you.
So future episode,
Come on
we're gonna
down.
do a
Come
Taylor
on down.
Swift
Say it right next to
episode.
me.
We're gonna do a Taylor Swift episode in the future where we
Deal.
review Taylor Swift videos.
Deal. Deal.
Hey,
Okay,
isn't
guys.
Taylor Swift just Napoleon Dynamite in drag?
No.
Yes. So these
No.
are 10 world records. Since we're talking Olympics, there's going to be obviously a lot of discussion about world records and potentially
that joke.
breaking world records at the Olympics. But these
Okay.
are 10 world records that you can break from home. So, are
On
you
the
ready?
toilet.
Number
What are
one
they?
is the most T-shirts folded in 1 minute. Does anyone want to take a guess what the
I love
current world
laundry.
record is
427.
in 1 minute?
105.
The record is 23.
$1.
Oh, I can break that. 23.
All right, go
What?
do it.
All
Is
right.
it
now.
just shirts
Bye.
or pants or is it a
Felicia.
combination?
Bye,
23
Felicia.
shirts. Folding 23 shirts in 1 minute.
Okay,
Yeah.
shirts is hard. If you have to fold shirts like they do at Hollister, then that's not easy.
So
This
another
is just a
record
ploy
that
to
you
get
can
my
try
wife to
break
get
at
me to do
home.
my own laundry. I'm not going to do it. You ain't going to trick me.
What's the next record? What's the next record?
And here's another one that you can break in the comfort of your own home is the most sticky notes stuck on your face in 30 seconds. Does anyone want to guess what that number is?
I don't want to do that. No.
151.
Way over. 38. 38 sticky
38.
notes on the face
Okay.
in 30 seconds. So that's more than one sticky note a second.
Okay.
Here's one that I think I'd like to see us try on the podcast, Javo. It's the tallest toilet paper tower in 30 seconds. The current record is held by a guy in Italy since 2013. He stacked 28 rolls of toilet paper in 30 seconds.
That's like $1 million in 2020 money.
So I think that I think the
I'd like
podcast
to try that.
trained.
You know what?
Hey, my car came up with a roll of toilet paper.
I'm down for
Did you
that.
really?
So, okay, guys, let's make an
That's a whole
agreement that
story.
before the end of this year, we're going to all train on stacking rolls of toilet
Yeah.
paper, and we're going to attempt to break the world record toilet
Yeah.
paper tower in 30
Yep.
seconds.
Yep, and I got the room for it. Yep. Yeah, let's do
Javo,
that.
you in?
Sure.
Okay, I've added that
So
to
we
our
need to
goals for this
buy
year.
40 rolls of toilet paper to break this record. We need to buy 40 and learn how to stack it. You know what we need? We need a montage. Montage!
Gotta have a montage.
Hey, speaking of Olympic sports, is StarCraft still a sport? Can we just play StarCraft as an Olympic sport? For the summer games, you play a summer map. For the winter games, you play an ice map.
F1AS 1212 F1AS.
Yeah, can we just play StarCraft? Our video game in the Olympics yet?
I don't think they're in the Olympics yet, but I mean, they do have e-games, so it could be in the future. So keep playing your StarCraft.
I want. Isn't flying drones going to be in the Olympics soon too? Like first-person drone flying going to be in the Olympics?
But
Is it?
But is that
Drone
more the
racing?
machine
Yeah, drone
or the
racing.
man?
I think drone racing.
Is it?
I don't think drone racing is
They
in the
are
Olympics
one.
yet.
I don't
they
know,
have drone
man. I just want to
racing.
see him do it.
They are
I
one.
want to see more. I want to see more shooting sports.
They used to have dueling back in
More
the day.
sports.
They used to have dueling in
What?
the Olympics, so I would love to see them bring that back.
Yeah,
I mean,
why
that
don't
would
we
be non-lethal round.
wait, why don't we do drone? Why don't we do drone dueling in the Olympics?
Like jousting, jousting with drones.
Drone.
Yeah.
Yeah, just stick a bunch of 22s on a couple of drones, have them fly around in an arena, and have them in first-person view. I would want to watch the first-person view and all, because you got to think about the strategy that goes, if nobody wins mission on drones or whatever, you could literally do, like,
Hey, your connection is.
yeah, favorite targets too on drones.
Yeah, your connection's not that great right now.
The people with the remote controls are being chased by the bullets also. So every
Yeah, Yava's connection is breaking up there.
As usual.
Hey, Yavo.
There we go. So yeah, I want to see drones flying around doing battle drones. Each team gets 50 drones. Each drone has 10 shots of 22 on it. And then every drone has there's got to be one drone that has a flag. And that's the drone that it's like capture the flag about 22s.
You got to simplify that because production isn't going to pay for all that. Can we just have one drone with a flag chasing another drone? And for the attention grabber, we need the people controlling the drones inside of the dome also at stake from getting shot by the drone.
Okay. So every drone will get a 22 of 10 rounds, right?
Okay.
There'll be one drone, but then 5 of those drones will also have like 10 or 10 of those drones will have a pound of tannerite and marbles on it. And we won't know which one. So you'll just have like some of the drones can explode, but we're not sure which ones, and just do like a battle capture the flag type setup. Yeah.
Fox.
So Yava, before we wrap up this episode, can we get you to walk us to the porta potty? We haven't seen it in a few episodes.
That's because it's hot and it's Florida. Come on, man.
Thank you.
It's only hot for in the room, damn it.
Yeah,
So,
this is how the Pottycast originated. So it's only right to have the Pottycast in every video, every cast.
here we go, the porta potty.
If we can get the service, I was just down there and the Wi-Fi isn't that great, so we gotta see. There it is.
Well, hey, we forgot to do a couple things before we sign off. Yavo, do you have a shameful plug that you want to do at this podcast?
Shameful plug.
Shameful plug. It's up to you, Yavo.
Yeah. You want to get started in cybersecurity, go to yavos.tech. There's free stuff for you.
There it is. Yavos.tech. That's a shameful plug for this episode. Any final thoughts about the Olympics, Paris, or world records, guys? Dominic, I'll turn it over to you first.
I love the Olympics because they have the Special Olympics and they make sure that they try their best to keep everybody included in something of greatness. And that should be in every single different type of person there is.
I would advocate that we put a normal person as well in the Special Olympics so we know the bar, how elite athletes the Special Olympians are to regular people too. So we have a better appreciation that they're better athletes. So I think the same applies to both. I want to keep it equal. So for the regular Olympics and the Special Olympics, I advocate we put a regular Joe in each event so we see how elite these athletes are.
Mm-hmm.
I say we should do a regular Joe Olympics where we do a raffle, and that's how we randomly pick athletes. And every country's just got to put in like 6 random dudes, and they just got to do the best they can. Regardless of whatever their personal situation is, it'll be like just like getting hit up for jury duty. All right, hey man, jury duty's one day, fucking going to the Olympics the next day, and you're like, hey man, I got a thyroid problem. I'm like 400 pounds overweight. And or like,
We're gonna
hey
put
man,
you in the 100-yard dash.
I sprained my ankle when my 5-year-old did a freaking suplex on me, gave me the people's elbow. I can't go. And they'll be like, no excuses. You gotta go. And so dudes just showing up with whatever life has thrown at them recently, and they just gotta try.
Oh,
Here we have Tom, a divorced father of 3 who only sees his kids on the weekends. And then he's going to attempt for the first time in his life synchronized swimming. Go on, Todd.
And this is Karen. This is Karen. Yes, she's a paraplegic and has been so her entire life.
She's going to attempt to break the world weightlifting record.
No. We're gonna have her do the high dive. All right. Have her do the high dive.
They'll have to have an assistant from the Olympics push her off.
And it's followed by Carl, who's a 700-pound diabetic who's lost his foot and is also morbidly afraid of heights. He's already beat himself going up there, but thankfully the armed security and the crane got him up there. There's no way down, and we have a big stick to push him off in case he doesn't want to fucking go.
Let's hope it's not like last year with
Yeah.
the belly flop of 2024.
The belly flop of 2024. Who could remember that? Man, John Madden still talks about the belly flop of 2024 when we threw off Uncle Buck, the fictional character from the 90s Christmas movie where Uncle Buck, fictional character, was thrown off. Got to do that. Like, I'm thinking straight up celebrity death match status
Yes.
for every single country's got to put like a couple of. Got to put a team together. It just and when you get drawn, it's like the Hunger Games. You don't get a choice. You just have to go. So whatever your situation is, you got to go now.
Wait,
Except the-
I want to ask one follow-up question. What district would Florida be?
Oh shit.
I want to hear random average Joe Olympics, and if that means that we have to put, you know, a 16-year-old person with no driver's license into a Formula One car because they got drawn to go be the race car driver. Well, now we have a 16-year-old person and they're going to do the race car. They got to do it. Yes, the gas only goes from no to 200. There's no difference.
Well, guys, that's been our Olympics edition of the podcast. Thank you all for joining us and for offering your thoughts. Again, as always, the podcast, the JK Pottycast, is just a bunch of guys talking shit. So if you want to cancel us, fine. We don't care. Just change the channel. But that's it. JK Pottycast, and we're out.